Welcome back, everybody. This is Mike from Door and Lock Tips, and I'm going to install the kit lock. So this lock was purchased with the 6 locks a little while ago from Amazon and Go Keyless, and I know about this lock. Okay, I've removed this lock so many times, but I wanted to buy it and see how long it took to get it. It took maybe about 4 days to get it. It's on Amazon, like I said. So look at the links down in the description of all these locks, okay, that I purchased from Amazon. So I'm going to give you a review of the kit lock by Codelocks. So this is really a code lock, but I'm going to give you the review. And the reason I'm doing it next, because I just did the Camby Cam, is because it's got the same barrel size. This is that small little 5/8 size, and the barrel is loose. So as you can tell, I really don't prefer this lock, but I'm gonna give it a shot because I've never bought one. I've always just taken them off and pitched them in the trash can as usual, in place of my more favorite locks. But so here we go. Please stay tuned. I'm going to install it now, and then I'm going to give you a deep dive view. I'm going to take this bad boy apart, unscrew these screws, and we're going to look inside and see what it's all built like. So stay tuned. Now you lay out the lock like this. You measure the length on each side. Try to center it in the drawer. So it's 4.5. So this lock is kind of like the regulator lock and that digi lock. It's the same layout on the cabinet. All right, now I took out the top drawer, and you set that aside, and then this is the place where you're going to mount your little latch strike. So you want to transfer your line. I put this line right here where the lock's going to be. It's going to be down around here. But you want to transfer the center line of your barrel, which is right like that. You want to transfer that over here on that little member inside the cabinetry, because that's where you're going to put your little latch strike inside there. And then I make up a little jig like this so that I can transfer my latch strike, because I always use this latch strike. This was made by Compex. So I already know the measurement from the lock. So I just put that underneath there, and then I take a pencil and mark the spot. Oh, and a little side point. This little strike, when I put this on underneath here, it sticks down 1/2 of an inch. So it's down in here 1/2 an inch. And if you were to remove this drawer, it would hit. So what you have to do is you have to use one of these little cutters. You get these at Home Depot or Lowe's. This one's from Home Depot because it's Milwaukee. And I've had this for maybe 10 years. Works perfect. But you have to mark on your cabinet. Oh, don't want to drop this thing. Mark the 1/2 inch on each side. The side, how wide this is, and then you're going to mark down. You're going to go down about a 1/2 inch. So then you just easily cut this out with this little saw. A lot of people don't know about this, but you'll never get your drawer out if you don't. If you put this latch on, you'll never get your drawer out without doing that cutting. That's the tip of the day. Use this little reciprocating blade here. Oh, look at it, cut it out beautifully. So there's a little block you're gonna end up with right there, and that clears the strike now, because when I mount that, you would have never got that in there, or you'd never get your drawer out. That's a fact. So if you're in a hospital, go into the bathroom and cut this. These things are, I'll show you, they're a little noisy. And they whine, but they throw dust too. And so if you're in a hospital situation, you can go in the stairwell, or you can go into the bathroom and cut this. And Nobody will hear you then, because you know you don't want to disturb the patients, or in a nursing home, and you don't want to create dust. It hurts people. Little trick. Always erase your pencil marks. Really, that's a sign of, I don't know what it is, but it works. Always pre-drill your holes. So I've already done that. You take your jig, you're going to have make-up jigs, right? You always do this. And then I just stick it where the mark. I've got center there. This is the latch that I'm going to use, latch strike. And then I just stick it there. I take a pencil and I mark these 2 holes. And then I pre-drill the holes. That way, when you're using the strike, it doesn't move around trying to find a way. It only takes a second to do this the right way. And then it's about this easy. I use the little hole, and I stick it in like this, and then I just hold it like this. And then I find the hole location, which is going to be pre-drilled. If I can find it, there it is. And then I don't even have to really think. You have to have an angle drill. And then I just pull it around. And then I know where the hole is for the other one. And if I had the other screw, oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, hold on, guys. Don't turn the channel. This is critical. Then I tighten in the other latch strike, or the other screw, right? Other screw. And now that I have the notch, I can just slip it around that strike, right? Otherwise it wouldn't allow me to get in there. And we're in the right location. And you know, really, that's the hardest part of the whole job. This drilling these 2 holes for the what is it, kit lock, is easy. That strike, you got to bend down. Sometimes you're on the bottom drawer, which we're going to get to, and it's very hard. Stay tuned. All right, I'm getting a little crazy here. I don't normally use the template, but you know, I'm so used to just measuring with a tape measure. I do a lot of taping off the side of the cabinet, you know, that kind of stuff. But I did lay it out so you can see with the template. You always want to bend the template over, get both marks and elongate their little dotted line. And then put a dotted line between your 2 marks. And just, I mean, you could tape it on there. I'm not going to. I already checked. The main thing is to get this distance the same as that. You know, whatever the distance is from this point to this point. You really want to make sure you have that hole drilled and that hole drilled on this lock, this spot and this spot. If you have it over or up, if you have it like up here, you know, up on there, it's going to be crooked. You kind of want a nice, sweet job. So hopefully that helps. All right, now, I wouldn't normally do this, but I'll just show you how you can. This is about 40 years old. It's made by Starrett, and you can get it from MSC Supply. I mean, I've even got the original box. I can't believe it. So it's at least 40 years old. So you can pull down, it's a center punch. Pull down, locate your mark, and you just push down. Now they have them at Lowe's and stuff, but nothing's like this one. So there, I have them straight. Now check your measurements, make sure, because you can still change. So I'm 1 3/4 heavy, that's it, perfect. So I really like these to be in the right spot. And this little jewel, I mean, it's wonderful. It's unlike the others. It's for locksmithing. All the jigs, it just centers itself in all my jigs. I have tons of jigs, and And a jig is what you mount locks, you lay out locks for. And I love this thing. I hope I never lose it. All right, now you pre-drill the hole. You do want to make sure you drill this in the right spot. If you put it over here, it'll peek out. The size of this will peek out where that's at. So go ahead and drill your spot here. Well, everybody, I got it installed, and it's all nice and straight. Let's see, 11335577. Okay. Well, this seems to go either way. Now, I'm going to do a complete teardown on this thing next. So stay tuned. I'm taking it apart. We're going to look inside. It's all installed. It looks really nice. It's made out of metal. I wouldn't use it in commercial use. That handle does break. So I'm trying to save you from wasting $130 on this lock. So we're going to look inside. So let's get back to the video. All right, here's the kit lock, and we're going to take this thing apart. You have to literally take this off the cabinet to change the batteries. So you would have to quite literally remove the nut off the barrel of the inside of the cabinet, and then remove the fastening screw off the back side. That is a very bad thing. No one would like to do that. Okay? Okay, here's the software for this. It works in station mode and regular single-use mode. So that's kind of been the standard for all these locks from Amazon, which is nice, you know. The software on the paper form is horrible. So I suggest you go straight to this QR code and looky here from their website, Simple Simon Directions. Okay, real easy. This is how to do it. I figured out the user code from here and all that kind of good stuff. So that's kind of basic for all these locks. They're this is the paper form, and then you have a QR code. So that's the basics. And this particular lock will work in station mode or locker mode. So that's good. Let's open it up now. We're going to look inside the lock. Stay tuned. All right, I've already removed the 4 screws. Now, here's a little trick here. This particular lock comes with different size barrels. That's probably why this thing was, when it's in there, it's all loose. They were trying to think way ahead of themselves. Now, the only other lock that will do this is the Tritech Micro IQ, the first lock I showed you. But, you know, their lock is strong, and this lock is made out of, you know, plastic. Okay, let's take it apart. Let's just see how bad this is going to get. You know, I've never had one apart. So let's look at it. All right, so there's the different size barrels. Okay, I see. I see what this is. Well, I was thinking these would go on a, like you know, furniture. But no, it's just different length barrel. All right, well, we don't want to mix all this stuff up. So let's just shove this stuff aside because, you know, that's very confusing. All right, so we got one piece. That's how it slides. So the motor evidently engaged. Oh, yeah, I see it in there. See it? See it? Let's look at this thing. Let's see if I can get this off without messing something up. Ooh. Yeah. I'm kind of messing it up with these batteries in here a bit. Take the batteries out. All right. Got the batteries out. Nobody said it was easy. They really probably don't want you doing this. But, you know, that's never stopped me. Uh-oh. Yeah. So, there it is. So they got a rubber keypad in there, which is good. No moisture gets through. It just pops on the inside. And then here's the electronics. I've seen this before. CO200s. Schlage CO200. Same idea here. So there's the motor. That's kind of hefty. I don't know why these always fail. That's kind of crazy, really. It looks like they put a lot of effort into it. Ooh. I don't know. Probably shouldn't do this. All right, there's the back side of this thing. So that's a pretty big motor in there. They claim how many openings this will do, so, you know, that means you're going to have to change the batteries. Instead of telling you like 2 or 3 years, 4 years. That combi cam 10 years, but you know, you'll never change that battery because you can't get it out. Check my other videos out. So I'm going to put this back together. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, got that back. And then you just slip this back together. All right, stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, before I stuck it together, I wanted to show you the inner workings. Really close. So this is all metal. That's a good thing. That's rubber. Doesn't allow moisture to go through. That's a good thing. It could penetrate through those holes. But, you know, they claim this is super moisture resistant. So that's all good stuff. And normally if it gets wet, it will dry out. So that's not a big deal. It's just crazy that you got to pull the whole thing off to change the battery. Who ever thought of that? So there's the motor. Nice close-up look. All right, so let me put this all back together and get it back on the cabinet, and I'll tell you what I think of it. Just one more thought here. I wanted to show you this barrel. You know, their idea about changing out all these barrels, you know, for different lengths. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to give you a different length. So this little nut fits in that plastic. And I don't know if this is where it fails. All I know is these handles mess up. And that's probably magnetic, holding that there, underneath there. I know there's a little button, but usually they'll put a magnet underneath this. Let's just see. 2, 2, 4, 4. All right. Let's look and see. Nope. No, there's no magnet. Well, this is where it fails. Right there in this. See this play? Too bad, really. And then this crazy battery idea. So you quite literally have to take it off the cabinet, unbolt it to change the batteries. And these things corrode like crazy. I have had so many of these batteries corrode and it wrecks the lock. But that's not where this fails. This fails right here in this little handle. I don't know why. But anyway, let's stay tuned. I've got more to say about this little bad boy. It's going for $130 on Amazon. So the kit lock. Well, made out of metal. Got some good things about it. It looks pretty well, you know, cleaning proof, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to spray stuff on it to clean it. Comes with no fobs, so there's no ability to get in this like wirelessly or otherwise. You have batteries in the back, which is not a good thing really, but you can take a 9-volt battery and you can get yourself through this thing. I've done it several times. The batteries have to be dead. They don't want to overpower it. And you have to use the master code. The lock's drawbacks, though, even though you got lots of goodies in here, that's probably not a good idea the way they thought of this, because it's all weak here, and the handle's what fails. This breaks. So you're wiggling this all the time. Within months, there's too much play. That motor has that little pin that throws out inside there. You got to see that insides, and that's where it fails. But you know, it's so much better than the Cambi Cam. And this is $130. I've got it from Amazon, like the rest of these locks, except that bottom Digi-Lock. That came from a company called Go Keyless. All right. So I think it's way better than the Cambi Cam. That's completely worthless. But this lock would serve you at your house. Okay, if you're at your house and there's a certain kind of cabinet, something of that sort that you want to lock up, that's where it should be. This should not be in any commercial use, although I see them everywhere, and that's why I've taken them off and pitched them, because they fail. But you know, I don't know why. I've never yanked one apart to see, but it's got to be the handles are what breaks. So $130, you can get a lot better for right around that price. So that's my idea here. I'm glad you got to see the inside. I really am. And please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button and tell your friends, and I'll have more videos like this so you don't have to spend your money. This is 130 bucks. I want the best for my money. So please subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, and I'll have more door and lock tips coming your way. Thank you so much.